Greg in here. Very nice. Greg's in.
Awesome.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of XN Interviews. This weekend, joining me is my awesome co host, Jax. How you doing, man?
Good, man.
And our guest this week is Simula67. How you doing this weekend?
Good, fellas. Glad to be here. Talk with you guys for a bit.
Awesome. Yeah. So, how did you get started in MCOC?
So I actually kept seeing ads for it on my Facebook feed. I think later I found out that one or two of my friends had been playing it, and I eventually just got so annoyed by the ads that I was like, well, I might as well just see what this is all about. And I was pretty into Marvel at the time, so the rest, as they say, is history because I got hooked like right away.
Right on. So, how long have you been playing?
I want to say 5-ish years. I think when I joined the was when Quake came into the contest. Um, but yeah, I have the exact date written down somewhere, but I don't know it offhand. So
Okay.
I haven't been here since since launch. That's for sure.
Right on. So, who are some of your favorite characters to play with in game?
So people who are familiar with my channel will know that my absolute favorite champ in the game is Void. So I play with him pretty much whenever I can find a reason to. I use him all the time. He's like my primary war attacker when I join war. And I like Guillotine 2099 a lot. She's probably also in my top 5. Morningstar I dig quite a bit. Lately, I've been playing a lot of God Emperor Groot after his buff. I use him quite a bit too. So yeah, but mostly Void. I'm a big Void simp. So
Okay. um, so who are some characters that you don't like playing with?
Domino.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's not that I don't like playing with Domino. I don't like Domino in general. Playing a like characters that I don't like playing with. Like Groot. Groot is so bad and so clunky to play that even when I'm grinding arena, I will skip over him because I hate everything about him. So yeah, but most characters I'm fine with playing. There aren't really many that I hate using. There are characters that I hate playing against, but
Okay. So, you do play a lot of incursions, which we don't talk about a lot on this show.
Mhm.
Who are some of your favorite characters to play there, and what nodes do you like to combo with them?
Yeah, I like playing Morningstar the most in incursions. I was big fan of Morningstar when she came out, and she never really got much love or much use. But when they introduced incursions, her popularity, pretty much skyrocketed. So I will usually use her if we're doing like Sector 8 or whatever. If we're doing like a low sector and just playing for fun, I'll usually use somebody like Venom the Duck, um, and pop some buff cornucopia on with him, and he just wrecks shop. So, but yeah, Morningstar in serious incursioning, I'll usually play Morningstar, maybe some APOC. Um, yeah, that
Okay.
Morningstar she's so sustainable, so good. The perfect block makes her a really good choice for higher rooms. Yeah, I use her whenever possible.
Nice. Jay, you got a couple over there?
Yeah, let's start with the favorite, man. What's one character you'd add to the game?
Anti Venom.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, so I've only done one ever like champion on my channel, like gone through and made up abilities and stuff for them, and it's anti venom. So I love the concept of him. I like that compared to Venom, the host has complete control, and the symbiote is just kind of there. That's kind of appealing to me. Like if I were to have a symbiote, I would want that one so that I could pretty much do what I want. Oh yeah, there's the concept in the chat there. But yeah, I it seems like we might be getting him. There's a synergy with Mr. Negative that sure looks like it's going to be him. So I'm holding out hope. I've often said that if I could help design one champ in the game, it would be him. So that hasn't happened. So that doesn't mean anything either way. But I mean, even if I don't get to help on it, seeing him in the game, I will be over the moon about. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, that's another character. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man. I'm really excited, man. I really hope October. Broccoli. Obviously, you're in the CCP, so you know who Broccoli is.
Yep.
But for those who don't know, Broccoli is a game designer, a champ designer, and he's actually leaving Kabam, and he actually teased his last champion to ever release in contest will be an October champion. And he's kind of confirmed it's not Null. So if we're getting a symbiote month, he's only not saying he's not working on Null, and he could be working on Anti-Venom. Like, it's pretty cool. And then Gabe, the creative director, sketched an Anti-Venom.
Yep.
Months and a year, April of this year, and then we had Blood and Venom, the Symbiote Supreme event, and that teased Anti-Venom. So there's like a lot to tease Anti-Venom. And then obviously the Mr. Sinister, the Mr. Negative synergy. It's just, oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, if Brock, I mean, I love Brock's designs. He's only missed on one or two champs really. If he ended up designing Anti-Venom, I have a lot of faith that he's going to be amazing. So I hope it's him. I really do.
Yeah, me too. That would be super cool. Especially, I mean, we know Null's not coming. I don't think not this month or next month anyway.
Honestly, I took that the different way. All he confirmed is that he's not working on Null. That's all he confirmed.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily like rule out Null, you know what I mean? Like all he said was,
right.
I'm not working on Null. That's all he said. He didn't say anything else. And he also said he wasn't going to confirm he was working on until it's revealed. So, I mean, can't wait to find out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting how they do if Null gets added, how they kind of work with him, because we have like overpowered comic characters.
Yeah.
In the game, and they have varying levels of usefulness in the game. So hopefully he fares on the side of like APOC rather than like Sentry.
Yeah, man.
Very nice.
He'll get both one day. I know it, man. I know it.
Yeah, so if we do get like an Anti-Venom, do you think he'll have like a benefiting synergies with all the other symbiotes?
Yeah, and in the concept that I wrote up, that's kind of how I worked it. I named the synergies after like various comics that he has with like other symbiote characters, but it would make sense. I mean, I don't think he would be kind of like a symbiote APOC. I think that would be more Null, but yeah, I would like to see maybe the problem with doing synergies with all the other symbiotes is that his base kit would have to be different and unique enough among them to warrant bringing them along on the team, because like that's the problem with Red Goblin, for example. You bring Venom on the team, and then why are you going to use Red Goblin in the first place? Because you just use Venom for most things. So, but yeah, I would expect him to have synergies with a bunch of other characters for sure.
Cool. You got another one over there, Jay?
Yeah. So, what's a character you would wanna buff in the game? Your most wanted buff.
Ooh, most wanted buff. Good one. The first one that comes to mind off the top of my head is probably Sentry, just because, again, going back to me being such a fan of Void. One thing that I've always disliked about Void is that his special 3 is essentially useless unless you have Sentry on the team, and Sentry is useless, so you never want to bring him on the team. So if they made Sentry good enough to bring in a quest, for me that automatically makes Void a bit better. And I think that you could kind of make them opposites in a way so that they wouldn't like overlap in mechanics. So I'd probably go with Sentry.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like I think he was supposed to get buffed because he was in that synergy with the battle realm's changing with with Vulture. So, I wonder if it got moved or something happened. So hopefully that will happen. Sentry will be a powerhouse.
Yeah, he's kind of like flown under the radar a bit. Like usually, they'll try and add a bunch of synergies to champs that that are pretty bad in the hopes that it makes them like passable. And I feel like those champs probably aren't in line for a buff anytime soon because then they'd have to end up revisiting all those synergies. But I feel like Sentry has just kind of been ignored since they kind of buffed him once, like a long time back, didn't they? When his kit was like originally all RNG, and they changed I think 3 out of the 4 phases or something on him. But yeah, he's terrible, and I want him to be good. Selfishly for my favorite character.
Hey man, a pair is pretty nice to have in this game.
Yeah.
And Void or Sentry in comics is he's a beast.
Yep.
So what are some of your favorite types of content in game right now?
I've been really getting into and have appreciated all of kind of like the end game and Everest type content that they've been releasing lately. I really enjoyed Summer of Pain, with the exception of maybe like one fight, and even like the finale. I really enjoyed doing. I loved the Grandmaster's Gauntlet. That was some of the best content I think that they've introduced in a while. But yeah, like some of the other content, getting through Cavalier difficulty each month has kind of gotten a bit grindy because I feel like a lot of players are probably overpowered for Cavalier level content anymore. So I can mostly just not auto fight, but like autopilot through it while I'm like reading chat or whatever. I don't really do much arena, only enough to get like a new champion. I don't do war. I do as little war as possible. And I enjoy incursions quite a bit too, as you guys know. So yeah, I'm hoping they come out with some more of these challenge type of content more frequently in the coming months. The variants I also really do enjoy. I feel like we're due for another variant pretty soon here.
Next month, I believe. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, Deadpalooza. Yeah. I love that event.
Ooh, nice.
The Deadpooloids. Their one appearance. The entire game from like 5 years ago. Finally returning, man. Can't wait for them.
Yeah. I the variants have kind of been hit or miss in terms of like the restrictions and whatnot. So hopefully they can come up with something really good for the next variant for sure.
Very nice. So you've been playing for about 4 or 5 years. Is there a type of content that you would like to bring back?
I really enjoyed like the labs. They used to have those every so often as side quests. And they kind of remind me of like solo incursions. Would be like maybe the closest comparison. But I really like picking a team that was kind of generically useful for a bunch of different types of situations, not knowing what you were going to be facing going into the quest, not knowing what champions you might be facing, and then just powering your way through with what you have. So I hope they bring back the labs at some point. Those are really awesome. The Mutant Treasure Island, I would love for them to bring that back. I think everybody in the game enjoyed that content. I've also kind of pushed for them to kind of do like a remix of Realm of Legends, where my suggestion was to reverse the order of the bosses. So like Winter Soldier would be the boss, and he would be like massively overpowered. You could kind of get his revenge on everybody for beating up on him all the time. So hopefully maybe they can do something like that and make it like Realm of Legends 2 Electric Boogaloo or something with all these crazy nodes. Something like that would be really cool to bring back. The maze was also something that I would love for them to bring the maze back, just because I didn't finish it. I only did one path at the time, and I kind of have a bad taste in my mouth about not finishing it. So I'd love for them to bring that back, and even if the rewards are paltry, I would like to I would like to get back and explore that content for sure.
Very nice. Have you done all of your Paths in Abyss?
No, I haven't. I've only done 2, and every time I sit down and I'm like, all right, let's plan out like a date and time and to do this and farm resources. Another piece of content comes out that is more rewarding for the effort required. And I think that's like a big factor right now in my lack of motivation to go back in is that the rewards, for the remaining 3 paths that I have, they're really just not that good for the amount of time it's going to take me to do. And you compare that to something like Summer of Pain, which was, 1 fight a week for 9 weeks, and just, a couple hours at max, where you're looking at, 21, 24 hours to finish Abyss. So yeah, it's just, the generic gem is nice, the Abyss Nexus is nice, but I don't know, it's kind of on the back burner, I think, for me right now. It's also difficult for me, with a wife and 3 kids, to find time to play that much in 1 or 2 sittings. Right. So planning out an evening where I can sit down for 4 hours or 2 nights in a row with like 3 or 4 hours each is really difficult for me. So that's definitely a part of it. But
for sure. So where are you at with the what is it, 7.2 now?
Yeah, so I've fully explored Act 7 so far. I did it all itemless, which I'm very proud of. So looking forward to thank you. So looking forward to 7.3. Hopefully we'll keep that itemless streak alive. I didn't really intend to do it all itemless, but I kind of started out that way and then was like, let's see how far I can get before I get annoyed enough to use an item, and then it never really happened. And then when 7.2 came out, I was like, well, I might as well just keep trying to do this. So
cool. So do you remember the maze?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people have talked about bringing it back. Is there something that you would change to either the reward structure or the difficulty of the fights?
I think I would probably keep the difficulty, because it was. I mean, it won't be up to par with what like current endgame content is, I don't think. But I distinctly remember the rewards being really bad for exploration. In like it was like 10,000 5-star shards or something for our first clear, but then like 15k more or something, only for exploration. So it really wasn't worth the effort at the time. So I mean, I would be cool with them, increasing the difficulty if they wanted to include like, a classic version in its original form for like uncollected and cavalier level players. That would be great. Yeah, I could go either way on it, to be honest.
Okay, you got a couple over there?
Yeah, so Brendan B. McGee says, Sim, you're cute, bro. I like that beard.
Thanks, Brendan.
I love Brendan, man. So let's talk about like what kind of got you into, did we talk about what got you into content creating?
So originally it was I only uploaded war videos, which is funny to think about now because I have grown to hate war, and I haven't uploaded a war video, like a serious war video, in quite some time. But it was mostly just a way to teach myself how to use like basic video editing stuff, like iMovie. And then I started recording all of my Labyrinth runs and adding commentary and uploading that, and it just kind of went from there. I distinctly remember there was a stream that I was in, was one of Katie's streams, and she gave me a shout out on one of my Labyrinth videos, and I remember that being a very important moment to me, for something that was, essentially nothing for her to shout me out like that. It kind of encouraged me to maybe continue with it. So I think for me that was probably like a turning point, and I started getting a little bit more serious about editing and uploading and whatnot. And pretty proud of how the channel has grown since then. I don't have the time to invest in it to be, a huge content creator like some of the other fine folks that we watch here. But for what I'm able to do with it, I'm pretty proud of what I've been able to accomplish with the channel.
That's awesome.
Very nice. You got anything else over there, Jay?
Yeah. So you are a member of the TCP. How would you improve the TCP? You joined a little bit right after me, so how has your time been in the TCP these past couple months?
It's been eye-opening for sure. I was overwhelmed at first when I joined. And like Brendan, and Brendan knows this. He and I would be chatting privately, and it was like we had joined the Illuminati. Like you just like the veil is lifted, and you get access to all this ridiculous stuff. And the devs are all just in there, and they're chatting with everybody. They're all friendly. They're all active in the Discord. It's a fantastic experience that I really wish. I understand why they don't make themselves more accessible to the larger community, but I wish that more people would be able to see how much they care about this game, how much work that they put into it. In terms of how I would change the CCP, I was pretty vocal long before I got accepted about how I thought the communication factor was really poor. You basically just send an app on. Into the ether, and you might hear back, or you probably won't. There's just, there's no way of knowing when or even if you'll be accepted. So I guess, my only change to that would be, some sort of additional amount of engagement between, between Fel and the people who are applying. And I know that there are reasons why they intentionally limit communication like that, but it was really frustrating for me, and I know a couple other people who are trying to get in about the communication factor. So that's probably what I would change.
Nice, man. I remember when we interviewed Thal, and I was like, dude, you were the first person I wanted to tell and get this information out, because there was a lot of miscommunication. I was like, once we interviewed Thal, a lot of people and him interacting on Twitter and everything helped out a lot, and so many people have joined. Since that happened, so it's really awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad people are getting in, and I'm sure it's just a little bit of time before they start looking at applications again.
Yeah, I'll be excited when I'm not one of the newbies anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Shoot, what was I gonna ask? Jay, you got anything else over there?
Yeah. So I wanna bring this up because we just had some final merch drop in 2021, and I'm curious if you're an avid collector getting all the 2021 MCOC merchandise.
So I am an avid collector. I have an embarrassing amount of Funko Pops on the wall next to me. I think I've shared the pictures with probably a few of you in here, but like the merch that you're showing in the chat, I probably won't get any of them. I don't have room for statues. I might get that the Marvel Legends Civil Warrior. I might end up getting, but the statues and the fig pins, I'm not really into those too much. But if they ever come out with another wave of MCOC pops, I'll be all over those.
Dude, for sure.
There's so many that I want them to do, like a Sentry Void 2-pack, like a 6-inch Morningstar with an unmasked chase. They just need to hire me, and I can tell them which molds they need to start working on.
Yeah. It sucks because a lot of this stuff is handled by Marvel, not Kabam. So Kabam don't really have a say on what merchandise they can do. But I really hope Marvel sees this. That's why there's so much Deadpool, because Deadpool sells for Marvel, and that's why there's so much stuff. So, but
yeah, the first wave, the character choices were so weird. They have that the nameless King Groot who appeared in one quest at the time the pop came out, and I'm like, what is this even doing in the game in merch, right? And like the Civil Warrior is cool. The Hydra Civil Warrior is not even an MCOC character. I don't really know why he's in there. So
well,
yeah, it's just
he's actually there because his design's based off Civil Warrior in the comics.
right, but he's not an MCOC character. Is what I mean.
Exactly. I remember he didn't really. The reason why he didn't actually sell that well, but I think they were building him up to be someone who sells, and it just didn't happen because people hated him.
Yeah, I hope they get around to. I mean, it's Funko's in a position where they can afford to take chances on all these like small lines, and if they take off, that's great. If they don't, they make money hand over fist, and it doesn't really matter to them. So, I could see them coming out with a series 2 of these.
Oh yeah.
A Marvel anything is extremely popular. So.
Yeah, I mean, New York Comic Con next year, man. I feel like there's got to be something special for that. Like they always release merch and then have it for giveaways or just giving it to people at the booth.
Right.
So I definitely think there'll be something special next year, and hopefully it's Funko Pops because I would love to see it.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Hopefully they have some of those prints of the House of X. That would be sweet.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah,
the infamous comic. There's only 1,000 of those. I'll give you an update, guys, because me and Clover and Time have been contacting, people are dealing with all that stuff, and so it's releasing pretty soon. I remember there's only 10 copies per the winner of the comic shop, so only 1,000 in total. So it's going to be one of the rarest MCOC drops out there.
Yeah. I for a while I was trying to get one of the Venom the Duck shirts that they handed out at Comic-Con.
I have that.
Yeah, I check eBay every now and then, but none of them ever go up for sale, and I wouldn't even know where to get like an unworn one anymore these days. So
yeah,
have to abandon that dream.
Man, I felt bad because I bought that from eBay it was brand new, and I even got like the merch bag and morning. I got a bunch of merch. I have like. I want to say I have one of the biggest MCOC collections like all time. Like it's insane. Like I'm pretty proud of myself too. Like I really got a bunch of stuff, and it's really nice to see all that.
Did you get all the Dave and Buster's cards and the foils and everything?
Dude, man, I have Series 1 complete, and then Series 2 came out earlier this year, so I'm still collecting all of Series 2. It's
nice.
Crazy. It's a lot.
There's no Dave and Buster's like anywhere close to me, so I don't have any of them.
Oh man, I'm like an hour away, so it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I think the closest Dave and Buster's to me is like 2 hours away.
It's worth it, dude, for a foil. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here's some of those.
Dude,
cards.
yeah, it is though. They got the stealth suit one. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, he's a new character.
Yeah, I think there's a foil Morningstar that I've seen on eBay a few times.
Ooh, I have though.
So.
That's nice. Civil Warriors, Aegon Civil Warrior, dude. Like my favorite Kabam originals. Yeah, definitely check them out if you guys haven't.
So we were talking about CCP stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played with Kitty Pryde at all? And can we talk about her yet?
Yeah, the embargo is up for her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I did a bit of Kitty testing. So normally, Katie and I will split up testing streams every month, and Kitty was supposed to be hers, but then she had other stuff going on, so I was like panicking, playing her like the morning of, like trying to get familiar with her. I think she's awesome. I think that if anything, in a few months' time, people are going to be talking about her in the conversation for best champ in the game. She maybe doesn't have the, counter everything that Quake does, but in the hands of a skilled player, when we start seeing some more skilled players use her in war and in like Act 7.3, I think she's pretty close to being like broken OP. I think the phasing is ridiculous, and the taking no damage without a synergy is amazing. So she's really, really good.
Very nice. Have you had a problem fighting her in the EQ at all?
Yeah, I got wrecked by her a couple times for sure. Until I actually decided to like read the nodes and whatnot. But I ended up getting I got 2 souls with her with guillotine on her. After I'd finally figured out how to like play her properly. But yeah, she's gonna be she's a good attacker. She's going to be a pretty decent defender because you essentially just can't intercept her ever, or you're going to get destroyed. And you can't bring like a standard miss counter to her either, because then she just gains ridiculous amounts of power. So it's tough, man. The feels like the only way to effectively counter her is with that cowardice debuff, and only one champ right now in the game has that, and that's Psycho Man, and nobody uses Psycho Man. So hopefully, I think that's going to make Nimrod a little bit more valuable when he comes out, because he has that debuff too.
Very nice. Have you had a problem fighting Nimrod at all?
No, I just I used the Cat Murdoch special, brought in my Medusa, and just intercepted him in the corner until dead. So
yeah, very nice. Okay. So with the EQ nodes, have you had any problems, or have you seen any champions shine more than usual?
It depends on the month. I was saying before how, like, Cav, it's kind of like a slog right now for me. So like I'll go in, see what class is encouraged for a specific quest, and then just like bring in like the first 5 champions of that class that I see. For the most part, the nodes are designed for the entire class to shine. So in most cases, it doesn't really matter who you bring, I feel like. Like the Cosmic one this month, CGR is like way overpowered for it, and finishes fights like way too fast. But like the Science one, I like to bring out Luke Cage for the Science node if I can, just because I feel like nobody uses him. He's a lot of fun to use, real snappy, real simple to learn, easy to use. So I just go back to the old reliables for most of the nodes.
CGR, that's nice. I just pulled a 5-star CGR, brand new.
Oh, congrats!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So hopefully I'll dupe him in the login crystal this month.
Yeah, I got him way back when he was in whatever featured that was. And then I actually ended up bringing him into my second Abyss path too. He was very useful for that, so I was glad to have him.
Awesome. Are there any champions that you're still looking for?
I'm pretty much done with 5 stars these days. The only 5 stars I really want are Wolverine and OG Scarlet Witch. But I was hoping that the Incursion Crystal Refresh would have them. But sadly, we're gonna have to wait another 3 months for another chance at that. So, I kind of have the champs that I need at either max rank 5 or 6 star. I keep looking for a ghost dupe these days. I want a 6-star APOC, 6-star I-bomb. But yeah, I feel like I'm pretty set in terms of like diversity of my roster and like the utility that I need. So.
So if you had any sort of advice for people that are going for Thronebreaker, what would you give them?
I would say that it is, in terms of the time and effort, it is much easier and faster to do the easy path in the Abyss than try and fully explore Act 6 or Act 7 or whatever's there now. If you have the champs and you don't mind spending the resources, the units, getting those guaranteed tier 5 class catalysts from Easy Path, I think is the way to go. When I was looking for Thronebreaker, that's kind of the approach I took. I did Abyss first. I got 2 Mystic tier 5s, and I didn't have a single Mystic champ that I could use them on, so that was a bummer. And I got a Mystic Awakening gem at the time that I couldn't use any on. So then I ended up having to go to Plan B and 100% Act 6. But like in terms of effort, if you're looking for the path of least resistance, if you have the chance for Abyss Easy Path, I would say go do that. And if you don't get the class catalyst that you need, then start thinking about Act 6.
What is the easy path? Easy path to the abyss. There's a question in chat, and I haven't done the abyss either. So
there's a bunch of maps. If you Google it, it starts off with to the left at towards Thing, and then there's like Quake and Omega Red, and I don't know the full path by heart, but like I used for my easy path was I used Symbiote Supreme, Nick Fury, Torch, Aegon, and Void was my 5th. And I didn't have, too many troubles with it. So
very nice. You got anything else over there, Jay?
Yeah, I want to take a little step out of MCOC and ask, what do you think about the new Marvel games announced recently? We have Guardians coming out in October next month. We have Midnight Suns coming out March 20th, 2022. We got Spider-Man 2 just announced, and a Wolverine game, man. I know you're a PlayStation trophy hunter like myself, man.
Yes, sir.
So much hype.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about it?
I'm pretty optimistic about the Guardians game. I've seen a little bit of gameplay, but I kind of have to see like a more polished product, I think. The Midnight Suns thing, I don't think I'm going to be into that at all. It looks like it looked like an XCOM game, and I'm really not into like turn-based stuff like that. So I'll probably end up passing on that. I am over the moon excited about Spider-Man 2 and the Wolverine game. I can't believe that Insomniac was able to hide, or it was had the bandwidth to work on 2 of these games. So. It sucks that we have to wait 2 years for Spider-Man, and we have no clue when Wolverine's going to come out. But
yeah, probably 2020.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I just finished Miles a couple months ago when I got my. I had been holding it until I was able to snag a PS5. It's just so good, man, so good, and I feel like they need to have some sort of co-op combat in a Spider-Man game would be unbelievable. If they can make it as fluid as the combat is single player, just be like next level stuff. And for Wolverine, I was talking about this the other day, but like if you guys have played the X-Men Origins Wolverine game,
yep.
Which is actually a ton of fun.
Oh yeah,
because it's so gory. Compared to how they have Wolverine in the movies right now. So I hope they kind of take that approach and make him like, really raw and savage like he is more so in the comics. But we'll see. It's a risk doing that because they kind of alienate, younger audience, but we'll see.
I mean, Call of Duty sells millions, so I think
right.
For sure it's going to be definitely. It's got to be him. Like, I don't know. Like, you can't do it. I mean, he was bloody too, so I definitely think that just kind of teased it's going to be a for mature kick-ass game.
Yeah, I hope so, man. He's just it's going to be so good. I'm just like visualizing it in my head, just standing there, this horde of enemies, and you're just literally slicing through them. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the new Marvel Future Revolution? Have you played that at all?
I have it downloaded. That's as far as I got. Okay. Like when it came to Realm, I at least started it up to claim my name, but I haven't even done that in Future Revolution yet. I don't know that I'm going to be honest. I don't really have the time to get into a second mobile game like this. So maybe I'll try it out someday, but not looking too good at the moment. I've heard good things about it though. So have you guys played it?
Yeah, I have.
I'm in the same boat as you, Sim. Like, I've downloaded it and I've played a little bit of it, but I just haven't had the time to really deep dive into it.
Yeah, I've heard some people say that, pretty much once you get kind of to the end game and all your characters are maxed out, there's like nothing to do. So I don't know if that's a symptom of, just people going too fast and development not being able to keep up with them or what, but the development cycles on a game like that are going to be probably longer than on a game like MCOC, because they have like cutscenes implemented and all that kind of stuff too. So we'll see. At this point they might run the risk before long that people are going to lose interest if there's nothing left to do. Regardless of how good the game is, in the early and mid game.
Right. I mean, when you start a new character, you're pretty much going through the same motions as the first character and the second character, or third character, however many you've got.
Yeah.
So, did you play MROC at all?
No, no.
Okay.
Like I said, I claimed my name, and that was it. I don't even think I have the game installed anymore. It's just, I tried it out, like the tutorial. I think like trying to use like any sort of digital controller just never works for me. I like the tactile feel of a real controller, and trying to do detailed motion on a virtual controller just doesn't work for me. So I couldn't really get into it.
Fair enough.
Okay, you got something else over there?
So can we talk about Shang-Chi? Have you seen Shang-Chi?
No, I haven't
seen Shang-Chi.
What? My goodness.
Our babysitter went to college, so we've got nobody to watch the kids for us now. Unless my mother-in-law comes over for a weekend, it's not looking good. We might have to wait for Disney Plus.
Oh, at least it's only like, I think, close to 40 days around there.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh man,
I'm
it's so
psyched
good.
though.
I may go see it tomorrow. I'm not sure.
I know everybody that I know that has seen it has like raved about it, and my one of my best friends, he said that it's like a top 5 MCU movie for him. So I'm pumped. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's really good. Sets up as everything as a Marvel movie should. It was super entertaining. I loved it. Well, I guess, what about What If? Are you caught up on What If?
No, I'm not. I'm not caught up on that. I know. I watched.
Sam.
I know, dude. I watched the first episode and like half of the Black Panther Star-Lord one.
That was so good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I feel like maybe part of my hesitance to get into it is that I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it matters in the scope of the larger MCU.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Like none of the stuff is canon or whatever. So it doesn't make it bad. It's just it's not as critical as like when Loki comes out and you're like this show is going to seriously affect the rest of the movies that come out after it.
Yeah, it's like really self-contained.
Right. It doesn't really have that same feel for me. But I'll get to it at some point.
So you did watch all of Loki and WandaVision though?
Oh yeah. I was all over those.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you think about those and how they're setting up with the Phase 4?
I was legitimately floored that they actually went through with introducing Kang in a TV show, and I think in hindsight. It shows kind of like the confidence that they had in these Disney Plus series. Because I was going into it saying, there's no way that they're going to say like, in order to understand the next 10 movies, you're going to have to have seen this 6-episode show that's only available on a paid service. But damn it, that's what they did. And they completely nailed it, because Jonathan Majors, he was so good in that role. I can't wait to see what they do with him in when he's Kang the Conqueror.
Same. I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be so good. So did you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Okay, cool. What do you think about that? Or did you watch Black Widow too, or no?
Yeah, I saw Black Widow. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what do you think about those two and how they're going to tie in?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was cool. I was a little surprised to see like Sharon Carter be a bad guy. I kind of see her reasoning, but I don't know. I don't really buy her as like a villain. It's going to be interesting how attached they are to kind of that plot line going forward. But I was super cool to see, Sam put on the Captain America suit, and when he introduces himself at the end of the series, like, I'm Captain America, that was like a huge moment. So pretty psyched for him getting his own movie going forward for sure. What was the other one that we? Oh, Black Widow, right?
Black Widow,
yeah. I'm not sure how much impact that's going to have outside of like the Hawkeye series. So, what's her name? I think was awesome, and if she's in more movies going forward, I would like to see more of her character, which is escaping me for some reason at the moment. But the other, yes, thank you. Yeah, she's awesome. I'm kind of sad that she's hooking up with Madam Hydra, but I would prefer to see her as like a kind of like a hero anti-hero type thing.
Yeah, I think they'll do that. I think we'll see. Thunderbolts is what I'm assuming. That's what they're setting up. It's kind of weird because Contessa is such a triple crosser. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so speaking of MCU stuff, we still have Eternals coming very soon. Hopefully with the MCOC month as well. That would be really good for November. I really think the Kitty Pryde, the Fire and Dragon synergy is for Black Knight. It's like a Game of Thrones.
I would think so too. Yeah,
yeah. It's got to be. So hopefully that comes out. I think that'd be really nice. And then Spider-Man: No Way Home is like, it's so crazy. It's so close, but so far. So that'll be really fun. And I'm so curious what will happen with the contest that month.
Yeah, I hope we get some really cool characters. I am hoping selfishly for like a really good tech character. The tech class kind of sucks overall, other than a few champs at the top. But so hopefully there we can get some tech infusion there. Bring that class back up to the top. Too many cosmic OP champs right now.
It's getting there,
I think with Spider-Man: No Way Home, or Far From Home, or whatever. What is it? It's No Way Home.
Yeah,
No Way Home. Yeah,
I mixed it up too.
Okay. Yeah, it would be cool to see them bring Sandman in, since we heard Gabe talk about Sandman and in the podcast before. So that would be cool.
Yeah, like I used to think that they probably couldn't do Sandman just because making sand look good in a video game is extremely difficult. And you'd have to look at a game like Uncharted 3 to know like how to make sand look really good. But I feel like the champion designers and the animators have come so far in the past, even the past like 2 years or so, that I feel confident now that they could make him look really, really good. So I would definitely be cool with him, and him just having all kinds of different weapons that he could make with his arms. Just they could do some cool stuff with him for sure.
Yeah, that would be super cool. And he also brought up Forge too, which is another character that I thought would be really cool. So
yeah,
Forge is he's a Native American character, right?
He
or am I thinking somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely think they're setting up a Native American 2021 Summoner's Choice, which should be soon.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, soon. I wonder what's going on there. Spinks, who helped run the last one, said that definitely it's gonna be really exciting to look at when it happens.
She definitely said it's coming back.
Yeah.
So
it'll be really
I can't
fun
wait.
to see.
I think, speaking of the Summer's Choice, I still think we're going to get Omega Sentinel at some point.
Oh, yeah. No doubt, man.
Yeah, she definitely just earned her spot on the map. So, yeah, if you go check out J-Ax's video on YouTube.
Appreciate it.
Right.
I think all the Nimrod synergies are her. Like, I legit.
you might be right, yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy because there's not too much stuff outside of Sentinel besides Omega Sentinel now that we have all of them in the game. But it'll be pretty cool.
I mean, there are just there's just so many characters to choose from. It's hard to get one wrong. in terms of selecting a character to be added to the game. Like, especially like, we were talking about Spider-Man a minute ago. Like, his rogues gallery is one of the best in Marvel. So you just have so many amazing characters. They could devote an entire year to like Spider-Man villains.
Oh yeah.
Just have a bunch of bangers. Like, I still really want to see Lizard in the game. I think,
dude, man. Gabe
I
said
think
he's coming
my
sooner than later.
my number one Spider-Man villain would be him at the moment. So, and I still want we have too many Spider characters, but I still want a classic Iron Spider in the game with that red and gold suit, man. That thing is so awesome.
Yeah, man. I teased that from Far From Home from 2019, but nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Eventually.
We could add Asbestos Girl. That's an actual character.
It's like the big wheel. Come on.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I think we have 7.3 coming out next month as well. Around there is what the dev diary from beginning of the year said. So the new Superior King, as we now call him, is coming out. So I'm really excited to see that. That'll be interesting to shake up the battle realm, add a bunch of new characters. It's gonna be nice for the rest of the year.
Have they announced that officially, or is that just kind of assumed at this point?
It's kind of just the assumed thing. Like, honestly, I haven't read the lore. I definitely think Superior King's there. Yeah, I mean, and he's on the map too, so it's like, pretty nice. I don't know. It sets it up. I think for sure he's at either 7.3 or 7.4. Yeah, because they've been building him up since like his first introduction to the game. Really.
Now, do you guys think that they should like maybe delay the content because of all the issues with the game right now? Like, we haven't really touched on that yet.
Yeah, we haven't. I would, because oh man, it's not as bad as it was like when it first happened, but it's still really bad.
Yeah, I was just telling somebody the other day that like, even in the game everybody has those problems, but like as a creator, it takes me like 4 and 5 times longer to get like a clean version of a fight that I want to record and talk about. And it's so frustrating, like trying to get a clean fight, and you miss a parry and take a combo, and you're like, well, this is useless. Now I have to start over. So
yeah, man. Like, I definitely. Hopefully they fix it out, man. It does suck that when they had to update that, and it was an unforeseen thing to happen. But yeah, man. I mean, I know they're working hard on it. Like, I've been in the CCB server as you have, and you see that they're working hard on it.
Yeah, like as a developer myself, I really empathize with kind of the problems that they're working through, and when they came out and said this is. The solution is pretty much a complete rewrite of the framework. I was like, yeah, that sucks, and I would not want to be the people assigned to that, because I said something to somebody the other day on Twitter, like, it's basically like trying to replace the foundation of a skyscraper without the whole thing collapsing on top of you. Just really, really difficult thing to do. And especially while you're trying to keep the lights on and keeping people interested in the game at the same time. It's just, man, I don't envy them at all, but I know how difficult their job is right now, for sure. Back there, XN?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I really know what we're talking about, because I was in and out of that conversation.
We're just talking about the parry issues, though. He talked about how they have to rebuild the framework of the game basically to fix the parry issue.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you think that has a lot to do with the future updates that they're trying to implement?
I mean, my take on it is that anything that they try and do right now to alleviate the issue is basically just a Band-Aid. Okay. And the whole thing, if they do too much, it's just going to become like a house of cards. I think that they should, if they're committing to redesigning the framework to deal with the Unity update that broke everything, then they should do that. But I think that they also need to thoughtfully craft the content in the meantime to account for that kind of stuff. Like an example that comes to mind is I think last month we had that sentry boss who was essentially unblockable for like the entire fight.
Mm-hmm.
And if you miss one dex or one dexterity triggers, like you were pretty much dead. Like that kind of stuff is really frustrating. So things like that they should try and keep an eye on. They've been surprisingly good about sending out like compensation packages, so I think that needs to continue because in like the high pressure modes like like Alliance War and even like high tier AQ, people can item out pretty easily, and they really need to continue to do right by the community in terms of sending out items and whatnot.
Okay, yeah. So like with this last the last care package they sent out, it was a war care package, but the one before that, it was like 6-star shards or Thronebreaker's got a Nexus crystal, right?
Oh, that was so good, yeah.
Yeah. But were there any revives or health potions in that?
Yeah, I think there were like 15 L2 revives as I think what I got, so
Okay. Right.
yeah, for Thronebreakers.
So do you think that was worth it? Or do you think that was a good a stimulus package, say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's people are always going to want more, but I think from my perspective, that's probably about as good as you can realistically expect. Like they're not just gonna, they're not gonna hand out revives, 30, 40, 50 of them to people, because it's still a business after all. But I would think that if these issues continue to persist, in the severity that they are right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like this, sent out again in a couple months. Hopefully they, I have no idea how long they've estimated it's going to take to rewrite the framework, but yeah, I mean they got a lot of work to do to keep the focus on community goodwill. So
Well, that's good. It's always good that they understand and they don't like the game being broken just as much as we do.
Mhm.
Jay, anything else over there?
I don't have anything. No, that is all my notes.
Okay, we were talking about like dev diary stuff, right?
Yeah, we were.
Okay. What do you think about runes? What do you think those could look like?
It's hard to say. I'm not too excited about them. To be honest, I feel like it's the gap between people who pay and people who don't is really wide, and I feel like it has only gotten worse the past couple years. And if they introduce runes, I feel like it's more than likely just going to turn into another way for people who are able and willing to spend to just have an even greater advantage over those who don't. And that on one hand, I understand why they might do that, but on the other hand, like they do make a lot of money already, so maybe throw the free to play players a bone if they could.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect it.
Are you a free to play player?
I am not. No.
Okay. So what kind of deals do you purchase, if at all?
So I tend to look at a deal and evaluate it on like guaranteed value. So like I don't buy cav crystals because the value there is you basically have to expect all 3 stars, for example, and it's almost never worth it. I will rarely, if ever, buy offers that pop up day to day. I usually save stuff for like the big July 4th weekend offers. I am a Sigil subscriber or whatever you want to call it, but it's really mostly to just take advantage of the inventory space. And hopefully, whenever they come out with mastery presets, that's kind of implemented in there too. But yeah, I usually just save for big stuff in terms of offers.
Okay. Do you get like the whenever the 4th of July comes around? Do you get the unit deals as opposed to the money deals?
It depends. This past July 4th, I did both because I felt like they were worth it for my account. But like Cyber Weekend last year, I'm not sure that I got anything. They were really just underwhelming, if I'm remembering correctly. Or maybe it was last year's July 4th. Either way. Like I don't, I never go into an event like that, saying, all right, I'm definitely going to be spending these units, this money. That's too dangerous for me. So I really have to, I usually take like a full 24 hours to kind of like let the wow factor of a deal wear off, and I can more like honestly evaluate what it's going to do, immediately for my account. If it's rank up materials and there are champions that I've been waiting on ranking up, that would be helpful. If it's like a bunch of Nexus crystals, that was helpful. Like for July 4th this year, the class Nexus selectors were extremely appealing to me because I was looking to get 6-star Void, and having the generic gem in the deals as well was really nice, because I had like this grand plan to pull him and awaken him, which ended up working in my favor. But yeah, I won't dive headfirst into stuff like that right away. I'll usually just kind of let it settle for a while before I choose whether or not to buy it.
All right. If you don't have anything else, Jay, I think I'm good on my notes.
Okay, yeah, man. I know we have a pretty big guest next week. Do you want to reveal it now, or you want to wait till the middle of the week?
We can tell him now. Next week we're gonna have Dorky Diggity Dave on with us.
Ooh,
yeah. So I think it'll be the first time he's been on a podcast since he joined Kabam. So
yeah,
that'll be super exciting.
I'm so excited because it's so weird. Like a content creator joins the creating team that creates the game you make content on. Like that's so crazy. Like I'm so excited to find out a bunch of information and just get to talk to Dorky Dave, man. There's gonna be so much dad jokes. I already know. Like,
yeah,
come on. It's a guarantee.
Yeah.
You guys got to
awesome.
got maybe question him, get him to leak a few things if you can. That'd be awesome. He was saying on Twitter that he works on like 8 different unreleased champions at any given time, so he has like super knowledge of what goes on. I
mean, he's leaked like Mole Man before. He's leaked like Nova Scoregirl. Like he's done it before. Yep. So I mean, we'll have to. We'll see, man.
Yeah, we'll see if he can give us like any like hidden encrypted messages or something like that. But I want to thank everybody for joining us live, and if you're listening after the fact, thank you all. I want to thank Jay for joining us and Simula67 for being our guest this weekend. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
All right. All right. Well, have a great evening, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.